this is Leslie.
And Lexy.
Oh gosh, thank you for coming here Wednesday at our live. We're kind of excited because we usually pick the topic.
We're changing things up a little bit.
Yeah, and so we asked you guys yesterday what you wanted to talk about, and we got some really good questions. So today is you said a smorgasbord of questions.
We're going to answer all the questions that we got in, or the top ones. And also feel free to ask questions during the live. Yeah. There is no set topic today. It's any question.
It's wide open.
It's a free-for-all.
It's a free-for-all.
It's a free-for-all. So feel free to ask questions along the way, but we will get started with our ones that we got last night. Thank you guys for...
This is kind of fun. I like it.
I like to be challenged. We don't really know what we're going to get to.
Like, woo! Olivia keeps some of them from us. Keeps us fresh and on our toes, right?
We're over here nervous, What are the questions?
All right, Olivia, fire away.
All right. Studio Vital _Neil says, I want to know what base products to use for a gel overlay or gel extensions.
That's a very good question.
It's a very good question, and there are many answers to that question.
There is. So your base is your bonders and primers usually. So if you're doing an overlay, whether you're using Jimmy Gel or the Lexy line, you always want to prep well. I can't stress that enough. Make sure you remove the shine from that nail, rough it up just on the very top of it, make sure it's clean with cleanser. And then I would say, I'm going to make it simple for you. Our #1 selling bonding agency base gel is TAC. TAC helps that product, well, like I said, whether it's Jimmy Gel, Lexi line, or any of it, helps that product adhere to that natural nail or existing enhancement.
Jim calls it a double-sided sticky tape. So on the bottom side, it grabs onto that prepped nail, and on the top, it grabs onto the product that you're putting over it. So it's a really great universal, all nail type. It is base coat primer.
Absolutely, it is. It's such a great primer, base coat.
And it's a good place to start.
It is. I mean, it's brilliant. Now, let's say you're in a really humid area. Let's say you're down in Florida, living the life with the palm trees and the ocean, not like here in the dry area. But or you have a client that has really got the sweaty hands that are always moist. There's where your air bond. Whoa. That's where your air bond comes in. Humid areas or somebody that has a lot of moisture. So that's the air bond. You can use air bond with your TAC. So that combination of those two. And then there's Vitaprime, which is an acid primer. And sometimes
those are great for problem clients that just, if TAC's not working, air bond's not working, it's just going to give you that extra insurance with the acid in there. It's really going to work.
Just a drop.
So yeah, it really depends on your climate, your client's nail type, but we do have something for everybody.
We do. But overall, if you use TAC, you're golden most of the time. So that kind of makes it a little bit easier for people. TAC's like a little miracle.
Yeah. And then the gel that goes on top of that, you had mentioned extensions. That is just gonna, also another one that's just gonna depend on, how long you're going, what the client's nail type is as well, whether you're using Jimmy Gel if you want to soak off, whether you want something that's really durable and strong like fiber. So we also have a lot of gels for different nail types as well.
Perfect.
Absolutely. I do have to say, if you do use TAC like on your soak off stuff, like your Cutie Base and P+, TAC will slow down the soak off process a little bit, so you want to keep that in mind if you are a soaker offer.
Yeah, if you're a soaker offer, ditch the TAC.
Or use it, but it's just know that it's going to take a little longer.
Speaking of soak off, does soaking off P+ and Cutie Base coat every week or two ruin natural nails?
Over time, I would say yes.
Think about it. It's acetone.
It's eating at your nails.
It's what dries out those cuticles. It dries out the nails so bad. I personally, just me, probably would not soak off every 2 weeks for like longevity for a whole bunch of times. I think it's fine if someone wants to put on some nails and then soak them off real quick for an event or whatever. But think about it, it's acetone and you're soaking that nail, drying out that cuticle and that nail bed, which makes it brittle.
And it makes your nails a little bit weaker over time as well.
It does.
So it's rough. I think if you were going to consistently soak off, at least try to go longer than 2 weeks. If somebody has really hard nails, like let's say you were getting a manicure.
Okay, here we go at
the old rigid nail lady over here.
Rigid Lezlie.
She could go, let's say 3 to 4 weeks with PFAS.
Yeah.
And let's say she soaked off every 4 weeks, you know, not as, that wouldn't be as bad, but yeah, the every 2 weeks I think is it's a tough one.
It is, and I would say if someone's coming in all the time to get their nails done every 2 weeks or so, I would, you know, a lot of times they think, oh my God, filing on the nail is so horrible. Educate the client that we don't touch that natural nail. Once we prep the natural nail, we never touch that natural nail again. We have product on there that, you know, is a barrier between the natural nail and the file. So if you educate your clients, I think you could get them off that soak off time. But you know, soaking off every now and then, or you're fine. But all the time, you're gonna create some damage.
Yep.
Lifting damaged nails. Can we talk about switching to Light Elegance after having allergies to Hema?
We're hearing a lot of this.
Yeah,
these
we
days.
are, which is good. I love that people are more conscious and
Oh yeah.
asking questions about this.
Well, it's become an issue, and Light Elegance, you don't have that issue with. First of all, if you got a client that comes in, or if and they're allergic to something, you want to get anything that cleared up, like if they're puffy and itchy and all of that. You can even say, look, you can go to the doctor. Remember, we're not doctors, but
The allergy has to be all the way gone.
Yeah.
All the way gone,
And then-
which sometimes takes a while.
Yeah, it does. And I always say, because they're a little scared, sometimes they come in and they don't think they can wear anything. Just take some Light Elegance Lexy line and put it on one little finger. Let them wear it for a couple weeks, and they come back and they go, wow, that's a miracle.
Yeah, test it out on 1 or 2 fingers, and I would recommend starting with, I think Extreme Lexy line is our cleanest product. I think Jimmy Gel is that's the one with the most allergens, even though it's still really
but
great.
it doesn't really have. But the Lexy line.
But
is.
you're gonna get, if you're sensitive, that's what's gonna get. I was listening to Jim talk to someone at the One Show actually, and she had to take her nails off for a year because she was using a product from China. She did try, she tried Jimmy Gel, and she had like minor. Jim said there was a little red puffing, but like she said that she would, you know, still wear it. But he gave her Extreme and said this will take all of that away. So if you're ultra sensitive, Extreme,
it's your guy.
Is your guy. But I would probably, if you are worried about it, probably stay away from Jimmy Gel for the first introduction.
Yeah. But make sure they're cleared out, but they're not going to have any problems with it. There's less than 1% of people we've ever found. We've been in business for 24 years that have had allergies to
I think we have like 6 cases now, 5 or 6.
Yeah, I mean, wow, that's a clean
because Jim
line.
documents them all.
Oh yeah,
and yeah, it's so low.
it is. So, yeah.
All right. Would you release a Buttercream nail art palette to have lots of colors out at once?
We do that every 3 months. We do, as Angela just said downstairs. We launched 6, but we're actually, I guess we're changing it now. We're going to every 6 months now. But yes, every season we come out with new colors. We come out with 6 new colors fairly often. We also come out with holiday colors. So basically that is a nice art palette for you. Lots of choices.
If you're looking, obviously this person asking the question is an artist, and Buttercreams are perfect for that because before you agitate them, you can do 3D art. They're beautiful for art. You're right. Have you tried our paints? The paints are amazing for art, and they are done in the primary colors and neons. So you might want to try those and reach out.
And what's great about the paints is some people are like, oh, you only have 12 colors. You can mix and make all of the colors that you want. You add a little white, you add a little black, mixed green and blue. So it's so fun to get creative and get artsy with the paints, and they work really well with like line art and ombre.
Yeah, and so do the Buttercreams, like you're saying, and we have lots of colors in the Buttercreams, but if you have a specific color you're looking for, maybe throw us an email, and we love suggestions.
But keep an eye out for Buttercreams because we do come out with new colors all the time.
Yeah.
Love it. How should services be priced if all LE products are being used?
You have thoughts on this one?
Well, I do. Well, that's a loaded question.
Yeah,
that
it's
is it.
loaded.
That question has lots of little moving parts to it. I think when we are pricing, getting ready to price our services, number one, all techs, everyone should know how much money they're spending. So if you go, first of all, if you're using all Light Elegance products, you can go to the Light Elegance website, and we do have it all broken down, how much each product you're using cost per service. You have to know how much is going out the door. You have to take your rent. You have to take what you're paying for in products, all of that, insurance, everything. So know what's going out the door. Then you need to figure out what you need to charge to cover that and make some money. Now, how much over do you go? How high do you go? That is going to depend on your ability also. How good are you?
How fast are you?
Time, you guys.
Huge.
Time, how good you are. And then you're also going to kind of have to look in your area, do a little bit. When I owned my salon, I'd get on the phone every now and then. I don't even know if people get on the phone anymore, do they? Look it up, how much other salons are charging in the area. But I'll tell you what, if you're really good and your time's down, I don't care what they're charging in the area. People are going to find you and come to you. So much of that goes into your ability. You've got to be able to do a nice, beautiful nail, and you've
in a relatively decent time.
Gosh,
no one wants to sit there 2 and 3 hours.
No.
And you're wasting money sitting there doing it for 2 to 3 hours.
Exactly.
Money's going out the door.
But go on to the website, find out how much everything costs per services. You've got to know. It's like you got to be like a little accountant. You've got to have your little spreadsheet.
Well, you're a businesswoman.
You are.
Or man.
But find out your expenses. And then
also, if you're doing any sort of added art or glitter, that's also, making sure you upcharge for that. So there's so many variables to it, but you should be charging more for every stroke of art or glitter or any extra on top.
And then also remember, we did a live on this about if someone's going 4 weeks, maybe after 3 weeks you charge a little bit more because it's going to take you longer. Time is money. Time is money. I cannot stress that enough. You do it, and time is money for the client too. Don't forget that. It's not just you guys. It's that person sitting in your chair. They're busy. They have kids to pick up. They have a job to go back to. They have a life, and you need to talk to them, build them up. It's a great experience. Get beautiful nails, but they need to get in and out, just like you need to get them in and out so that you can make money also.
Yep.
I have strong feelings and opinions on this.
That's all good information, though.
It is.
And thinking yourself as a business person, I think, is also part of the problem in our industry. Is, if you always say, "Oh, you're doing your best friend," or "We're gonna trade this and that," and it's like you got to elevate yourself out of that a little bit.
Yeah, and you can't think of them. All my clients are my best friends.
Yeah.
You got to think of they're friends. Get it? I get that you enjoy your clients, and that's really good. But remember, they're clients. They are your business.
Yeah,
they are the money coming in, and you are giving them a service. They expect good work, so you have to look at it that way.
Yeah.
We do have a couple live questions. Mackenzie says, "Hi girlies, thank you so much for doing these lives every week. They're so helpful. Can you explain?"
Well, we'll keep doing them then.
Can you explain what the cure time is for each product or category?
Oh, we were just talking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
We've kind of floated between like 30 seconds and a minute, but I think we're now at a minute for most products. So Jimmy Gel's a minute, Buttercream's a minute, Lexi Line's a minute.
I could. Well, number one, depending on the lamp, better have a
literally. We just talked with Elaine and Jim in an email about this, and things can cure in 30 seconds. Don't get me wrong. But I think across the board, we just decided for all marketing purposes, we're saying a minute. Just because if you apply that buttercream a little extra thick, or you're not using insurance, if you're not using an LED lamp, which I know most of you, a lot of you aren't still,
then I'd go a minute.
And you have to be aware of if you're not using as a powerful lamp, you got to cure for a minute. So across the board, I would like to say a minute on all products. I know you want to argue that, but.
Well, it's like we talked before. You take your clear gels, like your extremes or something like that, and you're doing an overlay and you have a thin coat on there, 30 seconds is going to be just fine. But like Lexi says, the more pigment something has in it, the tougher it is to cure. I think that the 60 seconds gives you an insurance policy.
And if you're doing the other hand, are you really finishing in 30 seconds?
No.
You might as well be sitting in there for a minute because that's what's going to take you to do the
plus, you know what? It kind of keeps that client's hand in the lamp so they aren't going like this or
petting the dog.
Or getting it on their fuzzies. It kind of keeps them in there. I will say 100% Absolutely, every single time. Top coats,
Yep.
1 minute.
Yes.
They take longer to bring up that shine. So everything else, you might be able to get away with 30 seconds. You can figure that out. You can do the form test, however that works. If you are a person that applies really thin, you can do the 30 seconds on the other coats. But top coats, 1 minute. Absolutely 1 minute.
I would say if you're using an LED lamp and you're doing a clear product, 30 seconds. That would be a nice.
true.
That would
That's
be a
true.
nice.
I'll settle on that with you.
Anything with pigmentation, I'd say a minute.
Okay.
And
I'll agree with that.
yeah. So in buttercream is a little finicky.
Well,
color,
she's packed.
color's
Packed
hard.
with pigment.
Yeah, color's hard. So why risk it?
Yeah. Okay, I think we did
Perfect.
good on that.
I think we did too.
Yeah.
And last question, when can we see more Jimmy Joe colors, and will we ever see true jelly buttercreams? Love you guys.
Jelly buttercreams is almost an oxymoron.
Well, we have the marshmallow and the phone home, which is like shears, which I guess would
That's not a jelly.
No, but I'm trying to explain that that's about as like that's what would be that's what we can do with buttercream.
I think if we came out with jellies, it would not be in buttercream
No,
formula.
no.
It'd be more like maybe in P+. We have kicked this around.
I think Jimmy Joe jellies is what I would
Yeah,
see.
Jimmy Joe
I've been-
jelly.
I-
Oh, that's cute. Jimmy
I've
Joe
been pushing
jellies.
For those. I'm pushing for those
Okay,
people.
Jimmy Joe
I
jellies.
want a black.
Yeah,
I
we
want
have
a-
to.
I want a-
Yeah,
I want a black.
We are. Yeah.
Anyways.
And we have new ones coming out.
We're getting there. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
But you know, you guys get us stimulated, and sometimes we've had these ideas, and then when we hear this, like the jellies, it brings us back to it. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna run in the back and go, okay, I got an idea that needs to be done.
But I don't think the buttercream formula
Yeah.
allows for jellies necessarily. But I like playing with like the shears and stuff for like baby boomers or like light pinks that are kind of see-through. Like that's been really fun, and I think we're gonna do more of that in the buttercream if you're interested.
Yeah. I love talking to you. I love this open question thing because it not only do they get information, but I love hearing what people want or what they think or the questions they ask lead you down a different
Do you
road.
guys like this better than like picking a topic? Let us know in the comments. Because we could
do both.
We could throw in just like open question week where we answer all your questions, or if you guys really want us to tackle a specific product, we could always do that.
How about we have a time where we ask them questions?
Well, yeah. Sure. That's called the Lezlie segment. One-on-one with Lezlie.
Yeah, oh, that's scary.
What are you gonna ask him, Les?
Leslie's got an opinion on everything, just to let you know. All right, it is so much fun on these Wednesdays. Lexi and I look so forward to it. I think that. Do you have more questions? Are you looking at us funny?
No, Tamla just said Jelly P Plus is fine by me.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Jelly P Plus, Jelly Jimmy
Or
Jellies.
Jimmy
Yep, that's
Jelly Jimmy Jellies? Didn't that just roll off the tongue?
It really does.
Yeah, the old
Well,
Jelly
we might
Jimmy.
have to go back to the lab and noodle some stuff around a little bit.
Well,
we
there's
have
some
you guys-
exciting stuff coming.
We do,
Jimmy
we do.
Joe,
Which-
I do have to say.
And we can't talk about it, unfortunately.
Yeah, golly, and
I
you
know.
know they gag us.
Yeah, they do.
They say no.
Well, we get excited, and then the
I
lab's
know.
like, hold on for a minute.
But we, we want to say maybe our 10 listeners out there, we could let them have it if we have you sign up. No compete.
Hey, I always, back when I did my Friday Lexi Lives, if any of you guys watched those, I always gave tidbits of information special to my people that watched me.
Oh, that's sweet.
I know. But now I'm wrapping it up.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
now
wrapping it up.
you have special people with me.
Yeah, we have special people together.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Keep the questions coming in. Tell us what you want to talk about or hear or how.
You're in Tennessee next weekend.
I am. I'm in
next
Tennessee.
week. So I could either go also pop on here solo, or maybe I'll
Have a
pull
guest.
a chemist. Like
Have a
Alyssa.
guest. Bring Kevin. Yeah, bring Alyssa on.
Yeah. So let me know also who you want my guest to be next week.
That's right. All right, guys, have a great week. And Lexi will see you next Wednesday. I'll be back the Wednesday after that.
All right, bye.